Hey guys, what's going on? It's that time of year again. I'm going to show you guys how to take a Baitcaster completely apart, clean it up, lube it up, and make it work like brand new again. You know, it's a pretty simple process. It looks more complicated than it really is. We're going to be doing the Rick Lunn Signature Series reel, model number RCX10SD. You guys may have seen my video from a couple years ago on the Pro Qualifier. The only difference from that reel and this reel, there's a bearing on the worm gear. And if you go up to the Johnny Morris, there's two bearings. That's pretty much the only difference between those three reels. So if you guys watch these videos, you can probably do any Bass Pro Shops reel, and it'll give you a good idea what to look for in other brand reels as well. So like I said, it's probably going to be a 3 or 4 part series. I'll probably do maybe 15-minute videos or so, something like that. But like I said, I'll break it down into 3 or 4 videos, because if I do one long video, it'll take forever to upload. So let's go ahead and get started. And I don't know the name to all the parts. I'll either show them to you or name the color or whatever, just so you guys know what I'm talking about. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. To start, we have to take the screw off right there on the handle. It's a Phillip head screw. Now I'm just going to be kind of laying the parts out. You may want to put them in order, take pictures, maybe record yourself. That way you guys know where they go. Like I said, I've done this so much I can do it blindfolded. But like I said, lay them out so you guys know how to put it back together. First we got the screw, then there's a little plate on here that'll come right off. Only thing holding on was that screw. You'll need a 10mm nut driver or wrench socket to get that off. I'm going to go kind of fast. These videos aren't that long. Just ask questions if you guys get lost in the process. Take the handle off. There's a washer underneath that handle, don't lose that. Drag star, twist it off. Then you got a plate with 2 washers. Comes right off. Take your cast control knob, unscrew that. And there's 2 screws. One here and one here holding this plate on. There's another screw underneath the spool. Normally that's all there is three screws. In some cases there's 4, and that's on reels that have a lube port. There's another screw holding that plate on. Like if you guys seen the Pro Qualifier video, there's 4 screws holding that plate on. Just going to take these screws out. These are Phillips heads. The shorter screw will be up top. The longer one on the bottom. Go ahead and take off the other side plate. Push in the Bass Pro Shop button. Turn down. Comes right off. Set that aside. Your spool will come right out. There's the other screw. Right there. This is the part that a lot of guys don't want to do. They never want to take off the side cover. They're afraid things are going to jump out at them. Nothing's going to jump off. That's it. Okay, there's 2 springs. Right here, you can take those off. Go ahead and grab the main gear, just pull it right up. The other gear, it's right next to it, just comes right out. Along with the, I don't know what you call it, along with the plate or the thing that it rests in. We're going to take off the front cover here. 2 screws, 1 on either side. Keep a rag around. You're going to get grease on you. Get 2 small screws. Now the front plate comes right off. Okay, to get the worm gear out. To start off, the guide here, you'll see a slot. It's going to show up or not because it's black. See that slot right there? Just take a screwdriver, put it in that slot, loosen it. It'll come right off. There's a little washer inside here, don't lose that. It's actually on the end here and stayed on. Now turn the reel facing down and turn the shaft, and that tooth will pop out. There it is. That little washer is right on the end. Now on this side there's a little C-clip, a little retainer clip. You can pop that off. Screwdriver. Try not to lose it. There it is. A little clip's the only thing holding that gear in. Here it comes. Just pull out the sleeve or whatever you want to call it that the worm gear rests in. This piece here, the little bar right there, it just slides out. This piece here is free. On this side here, there's just a little piece of, again, I'm not sure what you want to call it. There's a little washer and another little plastic piece. They're just sitting in there. Just take them out. Set them aside. Okay, the only thing else to do now is to take the shaft out, and there's a bearing underneath the shaft. There's one screw that you'll take all the way out. It's right there. It's a black screw. Now there's three other screws. One here, and here. Just loosen those and you'll be able to get the shaft out. Do not take them all the way out. Just a few turns just to give you some room. You should be able to lift up on the shaft, and there it is. There's the shaft, and there's the bearing underneath the shaft. Just kind of use a Q-tip. I use the Ardent swabs because there's no lint. And there's the bearing right there. Okay, and that's as far as I take it down. There's really nothing else to take off, you know, besides this little plate right here, but there's no reason to take it off. I will now, I'll do this off camera, but I'll use one of these, I got a bag of them here. You guys can get them at your pharmacy or something like Walgreens. You probably carry those as well. So all they are is those, if you're in the hospital, those little swabs they give you just to wet your mouth. I use those. I'll dip them in some cleaner, and I'll go around the reel here, and then I'll use an air compressor and blow it all off. So the only thing you're going to grease inside here is going to be, go ahead and push it down, right in this slot here, and on the other side, just so it's nice and smooth when you push the thumb bar. So like I said, I'll clean out the old grease, and then I'll grease in either one of those slots there. That's the only thing I'll do on the frame. Okay, as far as, let's go ahead and go for the spool. One thing I'm going to do on here is I'll pull out, so that's a 6-pin braking system. Just make sure all the pins are out. And I'll take a swab with a little cleaner. I'll clean off each one of the pins. That's all I'll do on that. Now for the, I'll tell you what we're going to do now. First, let's go ahead and take the other bearings out. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with those. There's one bearing in the side plate, one in the handle side plate, the one that you took out underneath the shaft, and the one that's on the worm gear. There's just a little C-clip on there. Just pop it out. Make sure you have your thumb on it so it doesn't go flying. And the bearing should just pop out. There it is. Set that aside. Same deal on this one. There's a little retainer clip. We need a Q-tip. Push it from the back side, and there it is. Okay, for the bearings, what I'll do, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and take the one off the shaft real fast. Or off the worm gear. There's a little pin. That pin will slide out. The other gear comes off. There's a washer. And there's the bearing. That bearing right there is the only difference between the Rick Glunn and the Pro Qualifier, except size difference. The Pro Qualifier is a little smaller reel, a little more low profile. And as far as the Johnny Morris goes, there's 2 bearings on this worm gear. That's the only difference. Okay, now I will put 4 bearings in one of these plastic containers. The one that was on the end of the worm gear, the one under the shaft, and the one on either side plate. Now the ones on the side plates, there's no grease in those bearings. They come dry or with oil in them, but no grease. The one under the shaft and the one on the worm gear have grease packed in them, or packed in grease, whatever you want to call it. Now if you don't want to degrease those bearings, you don't have to. But they're greased from the factory just because a lot of guys are not going to do the maintenance. They want to make sure they get, you know, some life out of the reel. But your reel's going to be a lot smoother with oil in those bearings. Like I said, but you don't have to do this. If you're going to, the degreaser that I use, and Team Rip and Lips, Sonny Navarro, he told me about this. Great stuff. It's orange peels, a citrus degreaser. That's what I use for those bearings. I use the Ardent cleaner for my parts, but it's not strong enough to get the grease out of the bearings. So like I said, I'll put the 4 bearings in this container here. Put just enough degreaser to cover the bearings. I'll set them aside for a little bit. Then I'll go ahead and vibrate the bearings with a hair trimmer, and then I'll rinse them with water, vibrate them again, and then I'll blow them out with an air compressor. I'll do that off camera. So set those aside. Now once you degrease the bearings, you always have to maintain them. Like I said, it's something you have to do, but your reel is going to perform a lot better with those bearings degreased. Like I said, once you do it the first time, you always have to maintain them. Now like I said, everything that I do, I only do once a year. I've never had to take the reel apart during the season to redo anything. So like I said, how I do it here, it lasts me all year long. The thing I started doing different last year is the one-way bearing. That comes greased as well. I'll tell you what, there's a sleeve in here too that you can pull out. That just pushes out. Okay, set that aside. What I started doing different last year was degreasing this one-way bearing here, or one-way clutch, whatever you want to call it. And again, once you do that, you always have to maintain it. Your reel is just so much more free feeling when you oil this. Like I said, but once you do it, you do have to maintain it. And like I said, just a much different feel with it oiled. The grease has drag. It's not as smooth. Like I said, when you turn the handle, when you oil this, like I said, it's just so free and smooth. It really feels nice. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and soak that in some reel cleaner from Ardent. And I'll also soak all my parts in this as well. And I'll go ahead and show you guys what parts I'll put in there. Like I said, if you have all your parts laid out, you may want to take a picture or some video. That way you know how to put them back once you take them out of the cleaner. Like I said, I'll go ahead and let mine soak for a little while. Then I will blow them off with the air compressor, let them all dry. When I come back in the next video, all the parts will be clean and dry and will be ready to install. So let's go ahead and show you guys which ones I put in here. Got the drag star. I'll put that in there. Sleeve for the worm gear. Got the worm gear. That white gear. Again, like I said, I don't know a lot of the name of these parts. Two little drag washers. And that little washer sleeve, or whatever you want to call that they sit in. I'll put that in there. Go ahead and wipe some of the grease off so you don't clog up your cleaner. Both gears I'll put in here. Go ahead and take the drag apart. I always soak the drag in here as well. So I'll let this stuff soak first, then I'll go ahead and soak this the side cover here. I normally do it a couple times to get all that grease out of that one-way bearing. All I'm doing here is just getting the washers out of the gear. Like I said, I'll put those in the cleaner as well. Take a toothbrush to the main gear. Get a little bit of that grease off there. Like I said, I'll let that soak for a little bit. I'll take it out. Like I said, I'll blow it off the compressor. And like I said, I'll soak the side plate a couple times. And then we'll start putting it back together. So like I said, when I come back to you guys, everything will be clean and dry. We'll be ready to install. I'll tell you guys what oil and grease and everything I use from there. But like I said, it's probably going to be a 3 or 4 part video. Hopefully you guys will watch all the videos. Hopefully it helps you guys out. And give me a like if it does. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.